make sure this works. Awesome. Great. Can everyone hear me? Okay, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to start out with the video.
From Kenya to Colombia, from Iraq to Korea, in slums, in schools, in prisons, and in theatres, every day people gather at TEDx events around the world to hear the best ideas bubbling up in their communities. Today, you are part of a global conversation about our shared future. So what is this TEDx? TEDx is an initiative of the TED Conference, a non-profit devoted to ideas worth spreading. We grant free licenses to allow TED-like events to spread globally. This event today is based on the TED Conference format and ideals, but is independently organized by your local community. So please make sure to thank the team of volunteers who worked so hard on today's event. It's their ideas, dedication, and time that made it all possible. It's they who booked all the speakers, and the views you'll hear today are, of course, those of those speakers, not necessarily of TEDs. But we hope their talks spark an exciting conversation among you. It is a day for curiosity and for skepticism, for openness and for critical thinking, for inspiration and for action. The more you enter into it, the more you'll take out. And now, on with the show.
Okay, so that was our video. That was any introduction video to every TED event that you see worldwide. So every TEDx YouTube video that you've ever watched, they play this intro, the same intro. And before I get started, I actually wanted to do something very different today. I want to prep you up, so I want you guys to all stand up. And I want you to greet somebody that you do not know and tell them an interesting fact about yourself. Hi, I'm Christina.
I'm Nicholas. I'm in fact, I can do that. That's cool. I don't know.
Let's be honest, that was probably the most fulfilling part of any event. It's getting to connect and getting to meet interesting and amazing individuals. And imagine being in a conference setting where you have the likes of Bill Gates or Amy Cuddy, Mark Zuckerberg sitting next to you, or some famous person that you can pull off me and call your friend. So I am a TEDx organizer. This photo was from our event last Saturday at the most fulfilling and awkward part of the event where I came on stage and awkwardly danced. But it was so much fun. And I think in a lot of sense we take formality and we forget the fun out of that. We forget that all of us as individuals just want to innately connect with people. So this has been the 5th event I've organized and the 3rd I've licensed. But of course, none of this means nothing because I didn't do it for this. I think some of you seniors or even freshmen out there would know what this is. I did it for this. These are the individuals that attend our events. These are the people that we get to meet and have an interesting conversation around. And you can see it from the lights of their faces, they were confused, they were happy, and they were just excited to be there. And that's really what captured the vitality of any event worth attending or worth your time going to. It's not me. It's not me talking about some random idea or some awesome organization. It's about you, and it's about the people that you meet here. But of course, I wasn't able to share in a lot of these moments. I didn't find a lot of fulfillment between the events I've organized because, well, my societal standards and my societal boundaries. I grew up poor. In fact, I still am poor. But I also didn't have transportation. I didn't have supportive parents back then. And I'm not a citizen. So why did I believe that I could organize something like this? Let me tell you a secret. I didn't. I didn't. But in the same way, I didn't care. I wanted to meet people like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, yada, 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 all those awesome people. But more importantly, I wanted to meet them as individuals and as friends. I didn't want to just have a conversation about their talk. I want to know them as a person. I want to be able to email them whenever I randomly, just think about them. And that was essentially what drove me to organizing my first event before I even attended one. Because I so longed for that moment where I can actually talk to these individuals. In summer of 2012, I became the world's youngest TEDx licensee. Of course, I didn't know it at the time because there was only 2 years after the official TEDx movement launched by the TED organization. And this event happened without anything. I had the TEDx guidebook, and that's all I've ever had. We had no funding. We didn't even have a team. So, I think it was more of, I really just wanted to meet amazing people. And I didn't care that we didn't have enough funding, we didn't have a team, we didn't even have a TED supportive community for that matter. It was already hard enough to get people to come out to free events like these. And we had to fundraise everywhere. We also had to outreach everywhere. It was a lot of work, but it was also a lot of fun. This is one of our TED ventures that we always take with our team and with our volunteers that really would solidify this community and this commitment towards making the TEDx movement within our community and without anything. And really, this is what gets people excited. I think that you can all agree with me that if you're in Disneyland right now, which I know that most of you have been to Disneyland, hopefully, that you would rather be there having and enjoying a roller coaster ride than sitting and listening to people. But that same excitement can be captured here and can be captured at any event. And that's essentially why we had to have TED Adventures in order to get people accustomed to that type of environment. And as an example,
I'll say when I get older, I will be stronger. Live on me freedom, just like a waving flag.
so wave your flag, so wave your flag. So that was for the 2013 Youth Day Challenge. It's video, The Spark. And we took on that challenge during one of our TED Ventures. It was very fun, it was actually exciting, and who cares if we screwed up or if we didn't make an awesome video? We captured that excitement. Everyone looks confused and also happy at the same time. And that's really what the moments that you will remember upon in your lifetime. You won't remember some random person. You probably won't even remember me talking on the stage. But I hope that you remember these moments. I hope that you're able to capture some of these moments within your own events and within everything that you do. Because essentially, the reason why I pursued TED was to have more of these moments, to have more of these excitements, to be able to get the interesting and funny parts about individuals that you've never even met before. You wouldn't think that, maybe that person over there could be a multimillionaire who came in without suits, without slacks, as a regular attendee. And that's really what TED in our events really tries to embody, that excitement, that spirit, that energy. And that's what our events achieve. So right now, before I continue and tell you how exhilarating my entire TED experience was, I want to say that, it wasn't like that. It wasn't, my TEDx journey had so many downfalls to get to that moment. In fact, I wasn't even able to enjoy most of my events because I was behind the scenes trying to make it happen for everybody else to have and to enjoy these precious moments that they treasure for their lifetimes. This was a picture of TEDx PCC where we had like a team of, I think, 50 students volunteer. That was something I was able to enjoy for some reason licensing, but essentially I really want to be able to enjoy more of these moments. And I hope that when you do go to an event, you do too. You expect that. And that's really what gets you to randomly dance on stage in spite of what others think. And that's also what gets you to talk about yourself in an awkward manner. You stutter, pause. Hopefully no one laughs at me at the end on stage. But to be able to get that, I had to endure through my first hospital visit. I've also had to deal with a lot of administration problems. And we also had a huge lack of funding that really made it more of the efforts within our community and within individuals that want to recreate that moment over and over again. And so I think my biggest takeoff and my biggest message to all of you is that not everyone is cut out to be an organizer. Trust me, I've had so many troubles to get to where I am today and to be able to look back on it and say, oh my goodness, that was worth it. Everything was worth it. To be able to capture that excitement of people and to be able to have them experience those moments where they can relate and where they can communicate with others that they feel less competent about. Like how many of you ever talked to, say, one of those professor speakers and like shy away because you're like, oh, who am I going to talk to them? That doesn't happen here at a TEDx event. In fact, we encourage you to be friends with them. And so today, what I want to challenge you all is to find those moments you can build your life around. Those moments where you feel most excited, where you feel most exhilarated. And I want to challenge you to pursue it. Also, join the TEDx movement because we need those talents. Thank you.